Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 31st of July and today we have to see very important questions. In fact, today you should mark the day so that in future you should revise this video before examinations at least twice. And if you wish to get PDF, you can join us on Telegram. And if you wish to communicate us on Instagram, you can join us on Instagram as well by writing the Students Point thereon as well. We used to post one question for revision and we take answers of those questions next day, and many of you have already started answering those questions correctly on Instagram posts. And if you are finding these videos useful, don't forget to like the video and do share the video with as many friends of yours as you can. And don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to receive all the notification at the earliest of all important videos and never miss any opportunity to learn and grow every day. So let's begin, but first we will see a question and everyone has to answer this question. The question is, Dare to Dream 2.0 has been launched by. These are the options. Read the options carefully, then answer it in the comment section. Let's begin now. The first question. Which of the following is true for Rafale fighter jets? Though we have already seen a question on Rafale jet, but still we will see a more detail about Rafale jet. Let's see. It is a hypersonic jet. This statement is wrong because Rafale jet is a supersonic jet and not a hypersonic jet. Hypersonic jets are those jets whose speed is more than 5 Mach or at least 5 Mach. 5 Mach means at least 5 times the speed of sound. While Rafale is a supersonic jet, its speed is not even 2 Mach. That is twice the speed of sound. It is up to 1.8 Mach. It is a twin engine fighter jet. This statement is correct. See, since the arrival of Rafale jets in India, there has been comparison between Rafale jets and J-20 fighter jets of China. J-20 fighter jets of China are single engine fighter jets, while Rafale fighter jets are twin engine fighter jets. It has a range of 3700 km and a speed of 2223 km per hour. This statement is also correct. So here second and third statement is correct. While the speed of J-20 is only a slightly higher than a speed of Rafale jets. So here second and third statements are correct. So C is the right answer. While Rafale jets are 4.5 generation fighter jets, while J-20 of China is 5th generation fighter jets. And recently, the first set of 5 Rafale aircraft landed in Ambala Air Base on July 29th to join the Indian Air Force team. Rafale flies at a speed of 1.8 Mach, that is almost twice the speed of sound, which makes it a supersonic jet and not a hypersonic jet. Let's have some specifications about Rafale. It has a wingspan of 10.90 meter. It has a length of 15.30 meter and height of 5.30 meter. While overall empty weight is 10 tons and its external load is 9.5 tons capacity. Maximum takeoff weight, it can be up to 24.5 tons and fuel, that is internal, 4.7 tons, while fuel external capacity is up to 6.7 tons. Ferry range, it can reach up to 3700 km. Its top speed is 1.8 Mach at high altitude, while its landing ground run is only 450 meter. This shows the length of runways which Rafale requires to take off and for landing. So it requires just 450 meter, that is 1500 feet, and service ceiling is 50,000 feet. Next question now. Consider the following statements about national education policy in India. So we are going to see a huge change in national education system. So let's see what are the changes by national education policy which has been announced last day only. The first policy on education was based on recommendations of Kothari Commission, that was between 1964 to 66. This statement is correct. The first national policy was announced based on recommendation of this only committee. And Operation Blackboard was launched in first national education policy? No, this statement is wrong. Operation Blackboard was launched in second national education policy and not in first. And second national education policy of 1986 called for rural university. This statement is correct. So till now India have 3 national education policy with the beginning of this national education policy. Earlier there were 2 national education policy, that was Education Policy of 1968 and National Education Policy of 1986. So quite easy to remember the years as well. Only replacement of these digits, that is 1968 and 1986. And the third one is going to begin from 2020. So here first and third statement is correct. So here B is the right answer. And recently Cabinet has approved National Education Policy 2020, and Ministry of Human Resource Development is also now going to be called as Ministry of Education. And National Education Policy is a policy formulated by Government of India to promote education among people of India. Let's see the brief history. In 1968, when it was announced, it was based on recommendation of Kothari Commission, and it aimed at compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14 years and better training and qualification of teachers. The policy also encouraged teaching of ancient Sanskrit language, which was considered an essential part of India's culture and heritage. While National Education Policy of 1986 aimed at a special emphasis on removal of disparities and to equalize educational opportunity, especially for SCs and STs and Indian women. It launched Operation Blackboard. So remember this very important initiative, that Operation Blackboard was launched in the second National Education Policy and not in first, to improve primary schools nationwide. The policy called for the creation of rural university model based on the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, and there were modifications of 1986 National Education Policy in 1992. It aimed to conduct a common entrance examinations on all India basis for admission to professional and technical programs in the country. Likewise, for admissions to engineering and architecture programs, government laid down 3 exam schemes, which were JEE, AIEEE at the national level, and state level engineering entrance examinations for state level institutions. So next question is again about National Education Policy 2020. So let's see what it has done. Universalization of early childhood care education. This statement is correct. This National Education Policy 2020 aims at universalization of early childhood care education, and National Assessment Center called as PARAK has been created to assess students. This is also correct, and it aims at inclusive and equitable education system by 2030. This is also correct. So here all of these statements are correct. So C is the right answer. And National Education Policy aims at universalization of early childhood care education to secondary education by 2030 and aligning with Sustainable Development Goal 4 and attaining foundational learning and numeracy skills through national missions by 2025. See, in examinations there are high chances that they will try to ask this year by which India or this National Education Policy aims to achieve several missions or several targets. While 100% gross enrollment ratio in preschool to secondary level is to be achieved by 2030. So this is very important. It is high chances that they will ask this point at least, that 100% gross enrollment ratio in preschools to secondary level is to be achieved by which year. So it will be achieved by 2030. While gross enrollment ratio in higher education is to be raised to 50%, that is to be by 2035. So note the difference here. For preschool to secondary level it is 2030. For higher education it will be reached by 50%, that too by 2035. It also targets for inclusive and equitable education system by 2030, and class 10 and class 12 board exams will be made easier. It will only emphasize to test core concepts and applications of knowledge, and all students will be allowed to take exam twice. Every child will come out of school adept in at least one skill, as vocational learning will be started from early classes, and common standards of learning in private and public schools will be set up. This will bring parity between students of both public and private schools. While it also emphasizes on book promotion policy and digital libraries. Also, universalization of early childhood care education and national mission on foundational literacy and numeracy. The current system, which is 10+2 system, will be replaced by a new system called as 5+3 +3 +4. So now graduation will be of 4 years, and vocational education will start from class 6 itself, and MPhil courses will be discontinued, and all courses at undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD level will now be interdisciplinary, and there will be no rigid separation between arts and sciences. between curricular and extracurricular activities between vocational and academic streams. And National Education Technology Forum will also be set up. Next question now. Consider the following statements about CATS, that is Conservation Assured Tiger Standards. Let's see. It is a conservation tool that sets best practice and standards to manage target species and encourages assessments to benchmark progress. This statement is correct. It was launched in 2013 in partnership of tiger range governments, institutions, NGOs, and conservation organizations. This statement is also correct. So here both of these statements are correct. So C is the right answer. So remember this year, very important, that CATS was launched in the year of 2013 with many partner countries and institutions. And WWF helps in implementation of this CATS. It was in news because National Tiger Conservation Authority of India has adopted CATS across all the countries' 50 tiger reserves. So India has 50 tiger reserves, and in all these 50 tiger reserves, CAT will be implemented. The announcement means that India is the first country among the 13 tiger range countries to nationally adopt CATS. And for the last tiger census, which was conducted in 2018, and tiger census in India is conducted at a gap of every 4 years. So the last assessment for tiger population was in 2018. So we are going to see some brief data about this. Madhya Pradesh has the highest or the largest number of tigers with 526. Last time it had only 308 tigers. And Karnataka has the second highest number of tigers with 524, which has just 2 tigers less than MP, while Uttarakhand has the third largest number of tigers with 442. Remember these 3 states: MP, Karnataka, followed by Uttarakhand. And Jim Corbett National Park of Uttarakhand has the largest number of tigers, which is at 231. It is also the only reserve in the country which has more than 200 tigers, and Jim Corbett National Park has the highest tiger density in India, which is at 14 tigers, and it is followed by Nagarhole, which is in Karnataka with 127 tigers. Again Bandipur, which is again in Karnataka, with 126 tigers. So again you have to remember 3 national parks, which are Jim Corbett National Park, which has a tiger of 231, Nagarhole in Karnataka 127, and Bandipur 126 again in Karnataka. Next question now. World Day Against Trafficking in Persons 2020 is being observed on. So it is being observed on 30th of July. So B is the right answer. The theme for this year is Committed to the Cause, Working on Frontline to End Human Trafficking. And it is aimed at people who work in different sectors, like for identifying, supporting, counseling and seeking justice for victims of trafficking and challenging the impunity of traffickers. And in 2013, United Nations General Assembly declared this July 30th as the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Australia's 2019-2020 bushfires. This report is very important, so everyone pay your attention here. Worldwide Fund for Nature, in short WWF, released an interim report entitled as Australia's 2019-2020 Bushfires, the Wildlife Toll. The statement is correct. The research is first continent-wide analysis of animals impacted by bushfires. This is also correct. So here both of these statements are correct. C is the right answer. Some key findings of this assessment. It assessed that nearly 3 billion animals, which includes mammals, reptiles, birds and frogs, were killed or displaced by Australia's devastating 2019-2020 bushfires. You must have followed that news that Australia suffered heavily because of bushfires last year and in 2020 beginning. And the breakdown is 143 million mammals, 2.46 billion reptiles, 180 million birds and 51 million frogs. This ranks as one of the worst wildlife disasters in modern history. Next question now. Consider the following statements about India Report on Digital Education 2020. Let's see. The report has been prepared by Digital Education Division of Ministry of HRD in consultation with Education Department of States and Union Territories. The statement is correct, and the report elaborates on innovative methods which are being taken by Ministry of HRD, which now will be called as Ministry of Education, education departments of states, union territories for ensuring education to children at home. So again, here C is the right answer. And Ministry of HRD has initiated many projects to assist teachers, students like Diksha platform, Swayam Prabha TV channel, online MOOC courses, and on-air Shiksha Vani. And if you have not liked the video yet, do like it and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Next question now. The International Day of Friendship is being celebrated on. So it is being celebrated on 30th of July. So here B is the right answer. The International Day of Friendship was proclaimed in 2011 by UNGA with the idea that friendship between people, countries, cultures, and individuals can lead to peace and build bridges in the communities in the world. Some more points now. Foreign Exchange Management, Non-Debt Instruments, Third Amendment Rules 2020 has been notified recently. It will permit non-resident Indian nationals to own 100% stakes of Air India. Next now, Jean LeCun. Jean LeCun has been re-elected as the president of China-based Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank for a second 5-year term. AIIB is headquartered in Beijing, and India is the second largest stakeholder in AIIB, followed by China. So do like and share the video, subscribe and press the bell icon. Wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.